Hello! Today we will review the best and most iconic 4-cylinder engines. So, everybody know the fat V8, V6 engines which create gigantic torque, but there's another world of small fuel economic daily driver engines that can be a real beast in right hands. So, do you ever hear about VTEC?
Oh my god, don't have VTEC.
I think yes. So our top 7 is a Honda F20C engine. The Honda VTEC engines is still popular. People still love this VTEC transition and high RPM sound. 8800 revolutions per minute, 246 horsepower. This is 123 horsepower per liter. So the Honda's F20C engine held the record for producing the highest specific power output for any mass production naturally aspirated piston engine, until a Ferrari began production of the 458 Italia in 2010. Ferrari engineers creates the engine that performs about 124.5 horsepower per liter. But anyway, Honda held the record for 10 years. Also, this fast and reliable engine was paired with a 6-speed manual transmission and Torsen limited slip differential, which making this engine is even more enjoyable to drive. The Rally Legend, the winning machine. Yes, the top 6 is a Mitsubishi 4G63T. Another iconic 4-cylinder engine, 2 liters, dual overhead cam gasoline engine with forged rods from the factory. This engine has peak output of 280 horsepower and 382 Newton meters of torque from the factory. Mitsubishi installed this engine on Mitsubishi Lancer Revolution from 4th to 9th generation inclusive. The victories of Mitsubishi cars in rally with this engine are numerous. The Tommi Makinen team has won the 98 Manufacturers World Championship. This engine is also pretty reliable and tuners still love him. And the top 5 is a Saab B234 engine. Saab is widely known as one of the car manufacturers that pioneered turbocharging. In 1976, Saab was the first manufacturer to produce a turbo engine with a wastegate to control boost. The best example and most iconic Saab engine is B234. This engine is what made the Saab 9000 AERO one of the best sports sedans of the 19th. The turbocharged 2.3-liter engine made around 225 horsepower. Not a crazy numbers by today's standards, but back in 19th it was a big deal and allowed the Saab 9000 AERO to accelerate from 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds, which is really not bad for today's measurements also. And I forget to mention that this engine is very strong and has a big tuning potential, but suddenly Saab is so underrated and will not produce cars anymore. When you hear about this engine, this weird disco beat must continue in your head, and you must know who's the fastest tofu delivery guy. So the top 4 is a 4AGE. Alright, this engine is from Toyota 86, also named as HACHI ROKU. Dual overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder, 130 horsepower. Yes, the 4AGE is not a mighty and powerful engine, but it has earned a huge fan base because it is a really reliable engine. Also, this engine is a very popular swap choice for all the Toyota models, such as Corolla KA70 and Toyota Starlet KP61. You can find numerous aftermarket performance parts for these engines, and these parts is still available for sale even today. All this because of its really strong fan base. And later this engine became upgraded into a 20-valve engine with Toyota variable valve timing system. This engine has a huge history in Japanese mountains, and he started the drift era. Everyone knows the straight 6 Nissan RB series that powered legendary GTRs. But what about their smaller brothers? 2-liter turbocharged SR20 DET is in the top 3. The naming of this engine telling almost all about it. SR is engine code, 20, 2.0 liter displacement, D, dual overhead camshaft, E, electronic fuel injection, and D, turbocharged. This engine definitely deserves some recognition. The engine producing about 247 horsepower in Nissan Silvia S15. Also, this engine has an equal bore and stroke, like a Honda K20 engine. It's proven by time, and tuners know that this engine can withstand hell lot more power than stock version. Also, this engine is a popular for swap even today, and many drift cars powered by SR20. And the next engine is Volkswagen EA888 engine. Not an iconic, but it is a really good 4-cylinder modern engine. This is very light and very flexible power plant that have a lot of potential for squeezing out more performance. This 2-liter engine from some sporty WEG's models like an Golf R. This engine delivers almost 300 horsepower from the factory. With a few bolt-ons and a good tune, this engine can output nearly 500 horsepower easily. This is the magic of modern engines. And the top one is a Honda K-Series engines. Yes, there is 2 Honda engines in this top, but let's be honest, Honda is really good in the 4-cylinder engine section. Everyone knows the screaming VTEC sound, Turbo K-Series, Supercharged K-Series, or Supercharged Turbo K-Series. This engine can hold a huge amount of power. The amount of aftermarket parts for this 4-cylinder Honda engine is crazy. This is one of the most popular engine swaps in older Civics, Miatas, Toyota GT86. The list of where you can put this engine is endless. This is an amazing engine for an A tuning or forced induction tuning. The flowing of K20 cylinder head is crazy. Just pick it up and choose your way. The only weak spot of this engine is the manual transmissions. They can hold big power, but not for too long with the stock gears. So, now you know about the best 4-cylinders of last 35 years. I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, we must notice about Honda B-Series engine, but I think this and a few other 4-cylinder engines deserves a separate video. Write in comments what 4-cylinder engine I forgot and why it must be in this video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.